Hello, we are Group 5 and today I'm going to present you the changes that we have decided to make based on last week's feedback and the demo that shows the tools that we are using to manage our project as well as a demonstration of the current state of VDenzion. Our motivation remained unchanged. We introduced a new goal to better clarify our focus, which is to implement shared tools that allows role-playing online, such as a virtual board and a video chat through the use of a virtual avatar. Game mechanics, such as the combat system, are out of the core of this project. We also realized that our project relies heavily on online connectivity. Therefore, we will use third-party streaming application to share the locally animated avatar in case our lack of experience in netcoding will prevent us from realizing an online application. The quality of the user's camera might also be an issue. In that case, we will address it by implementing a speech-based animation that can be used instead of the face tracking. In addition to the related work we presented last time, we collected 12 of the suggested papers that we might use as a reference later on. These cover topics such as speech animation, user study, face tracking, socializing, and avatar design. For the realization of the project, we will also use Drive to share media files that would be inconvenient to track with GitHub, as well as Krita and Photopea for the realization of textures, although we will start by using pre-made assets and switch to the creation of new ones if we find it necessary. The integration of OpenCV with Unity shouldn't be a problem, as we will serialize the data coming from OpenCV to feed it to Unity, rather than integrating the first directly into the other. Each one of us will be conducting user studies separately in order to get as many users as possible, while avoiding meeting new people. I should also clarify that contribution of 10% mean that the person won't develop the task, but rather will need to know how it works in order to connect it with their other tasks. Finally, the task character movement has been replaced by sound interaction, which cover the animation of character's face with the use of speech. To manage our project, we are using Trello, where we create a card for each activity and we move it from backlog to done during the course of its implementation. The list backlog contains those activities that we will need to work on but we haven't started yet. Those activities that have a defined due date are then moved to in progress until they are finished. Afterward, someone that did not work on those activities will review its state and either move it to done or back to in progress if the changes are needed. Resources is an additional list that functions as a bookmark to save useful links and resources. On GitHub, we will define different branches for different tasks. So we are able to work separately on each feature and then merge them to the master branch when it's done. Currently, we have 3 branches. The environment branch contains the current appearance of the board. We have imported some assets and defined a grid to move and place props either at the center of a cell or on the edge in case of walls. Moreover, a prop can be moved, rotated, and snapped to the grid with the use of an in-editor menu as it is shown here. Camera click and drag is another branch where we have implemented the multiple views of the application. Uh, One for its character face, one for the board from above, and the point of view of the character that will later be viewed on the mobile phone. A character can be moved across the board, and its position will then be snapped to the closest vertex point on the grid. The player can currently look around using the keyboard. Later, we are planning to use the gyroscope of the phone. Finally, the brand's face tracking contains the script we will use to track the user's face. With the use of OpenCV, we were able to draw a number of landmarks represented by blue dots on the user's face. Each landmark holds the location in space with the use of a vector which is printed as log. The red line protruding from the nose serves to show the rotation of the head on the vertical axis. By calculating the distance between particular landmarks, we are also able to define how much open is the mouth or eyes. Thank you for listening.